Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. This is so Ray. I'm an artist. I'm a, uh, I sing a cappella. That's what I do. I'm a author. I'm a book writer, and also I'm a comedian. I make jokes as well. So I'm a little bit of everything. In general, you can think of me as an artist. That's who I am. I'm a content creator. Okay, but my content is I have two formats. I have the objective reality format, which is what I write about in my book. And then I have my artistic side, which is my artistic freedoms that I use in my different channel, in which I don't necessarily talk about objective reality. I can use that, but also I have my subjectivities as a human. On my artistic side, my jokes and my other things, and my songs, because obviously are about my experience and my feelings and my emotions, and my life and my memories that are not necessarily based on objective reality. They are because it's my life in a way, and we are biology and we're objective reality. But beyond that, I talk about things that might not necessarily be, it's fun. It's fun. It's just entertainment. Okay, so but now this video is my first video in long format, in which I can talk, but it won't be long. It's just the explanation is long because my video in relation to the length of the videos of this channel, because if you watch the length of the videos of this channel, it's mostly shorts and very short videos that don't last longer than 5 minutes. The longest one is like 10 because they're songs and they're humorous songs. It's comedic music. But I created a format. I created a format and I sing it a cappella. So I created a format which I call draw, like a draw, something that is being drawn, DRAW, draw. Why? It's a video format. Draw video format equals raw draft. Draw means raw draft. It's a combination of these two words in the way of a video. Take one. So the full name of this video is draw video format equals raw draft take one. So essentially what I'm doing with this format, I'm flipping everything. I'm flipping the entirety of the production process, because if you understand how this works and how the world of production works, you only go to market, you go to market with the final product. That's what you do. So you are a creator, you are an artist of any sort. You can be a comedian, you can be an actor, you can be a musician, you can be anything that you are. You can be just a content creator. You can do anything. You can be an athlete promoting yourself. You could be anything, right? Anything that requires this distribution network of media, the format of audio and video, right? So anything through any channel and distribution. Normally the way it goes is like you have a high quality production. If you're real about it, what you do is you have a high quality production. This is a format, right? This is a culture. This is what we do. So you have a high quality production based on high quality content. And so the higher the quality of the content and the more relevant to an audience, and the higher the quality of the production, the better it will be for who you represent as your image, right? That's the way. That's the way it works. And then people do all sorts of activities in the background to have good quality content and good quality narratives, and then they produce those and then they release them in a final product in the way of content. And people consume that, right? They watch that, they listen to that and all that. That is the format, but I'm changing it. So draw video format equals raw draft take one. Meaning rather than having to have a gigantic production of the highest of qualities to promote whatever it is that you're doing, and that's only the product that you release to the market, I'm doing it the other way around. I'm releasing to the market immediately my first take one of a raw draft. So you see, so it's kind of funny, eh? But it's great because you're creating content all the way along, and it's extremely productive. using this method, raw draft take one, as my way of launch. I'm launching. I already have subscribers. I have people that like my content, and I'm not even creating the proper thing that I'm going to launch eventually, which is what I'm working on. So that's what I mean. You're already out there creating content, and people are consuming that because they like it. They like it. So, and eventually when you launch your good thing, people would be like a premiere, right? Because people are expecting it because they've seen your journey of how you're creating it from take one, right? And this is different because you have a whole new, is revolutionary because it changes everything, because that means that anyone, every single person from their home can start immediately with their phone. Put your phone on and you start. And you start creating whatever that you do. You do your draft, your raw draft take one immediately, and it's available to everyone online immediately. And when you do it this way, then you are committed because you're putting yourself out there, number one. And then you know that this is the first version, so you can do better. So you're going to be releasing the good quality ones later on. And people will see, wow, this person started here. And that once you start to gain traction and have an audience because you have a good quality content because you're an artist, it's a journey of your creation, then you're going to have the foundation to do all the other things that you really want to do. But you do them when you start small, first step. So you grab your phone and immediately start doing it. And this is what I do. For example, this channel, Papa Jamanapa, which is essentially me as Soul Ray, as an artist, I'm doing my music first. So I already, because of this format, if you track the date when I started this channel, you would see that it was the 31st of July 2024. So it just happened like less than 4 months ago. And that was my first time ever creating content in the way of a creative artist, believing in myself as an artist, going out there with 0 subscribers on my phone, using my YouTube app and creating my channel to create my studio, like where I create as a content creator. My first one happened on the 31st of July, and I launched with a short, didn't even know how to use a short. And then I had a song and I sang it there. And then I also did it with like a short video where I actually had the full song. So that's what I did. So I started with your nails, like nothing but your nails, your phone, and that's it. And what is it? Well, I had a few ideas because I've been thinking a long time now about, I had this idea, this recurrent idea of like, I have a great voice and I want to sing. And then I just started writing songs. So eventually, and that's what I did. But everything started like on the 31st of July when I had my first song. I say, I actually like this song and I'm going to do it. And then I literally wrote it that day. I wrote that song that day, literally, on my notebook. I have so many notebooks now because I have, the thing is that in these last 4 months, I've written 185 songs. And I'm going to distribute them properly, all of them independently. All of them, I'm actually making the songs. And I'm almost done. So, okay, 180 songs in less than 4 months. Who creates original content? This is not covers. This is none of that. This is my content. This is my ideas. I wrote them with my own hands. I own everything. Everything. I don't have a team. It's only me. So essentially, what did I do? Well, I'm a writer. I wrote a book as well. So because I'm a writer, I like writing. So essentially what I did was, I have a nice voice and I write, so what about if I sing then what I write? And this was the idea, which is a universal idea. That's how songwriters do it when they sing their own music. But I mean, I don't think they launch a debut album with 185 songs, but that's okay. That's only me. It's my experience because of this format. Thanks to this format, that's why I'm promoting this, because it's this format that revolutionized everything, this draw video format, which is a raw draft. So you release the first take one, that's what you release to the world without any edits. And this is the thing, I'm going to explain how the format works. So essentially you have a notebook, you always out with your book and your pen or whatever method you use to write. You have to do it with your hands. It's a lot better because it's the first take, it's the first draw. It's just your draw, it's your first draft. Your raw draft, you take one. You want to do it in this way because because look at what it done to me. By engaging all my different this process, I was able to create 185 songs, new songs that I'm going to release in my first debut album, sang a cappella, very shortly, very soon. So this is all impressive stuff. So it works, and that's why I'm sharing it with the world. So essentially, you have your pen and your paper, and you're outside in the world. You know you're creative. So then all of a sudden you're sitting down anywhere, and then an idea hits you. Whatever the idea is, an idea for a book, or an idea for a chapter, or an idea for a song, or for a screenplay, or for a movie, or anything, or for a song, or for a joke, an idea for a joke, or anything like that, or music, in my case, music. So what happens? Well, I sit down immediately and I start writing it. I write it, my first draft on my paper. I write it. I just write it. I write the song. And what do? Well, immediately after writing the song on my paper, I pull my phone out and I start recording myself wherever I'm at, on the spot, here and now. It's the first take. It's your raw draft. You're committed to this. So essentially, you just sing it or whatever. And what I do, because it comes straight from my notebook, I just sing it, recording myself, and I upload it immediately. Even if there is background noise, even if there is all sorts of not the greatest lighting, whatever, I just do it because I get it out of the way. And by creating that immediately, and first I'm creating content, number one. Number two, and that's important because it's good for the system. The system likes you to create, so you're already creating. So that's good. It's a good metric, right? The fact that you're ticking along with creation. So that's number one. And then your audience likes that. So that's number one. Number two, which is super important, is the fact that you are committed because you're putting content out there. And the content that you're putting could be a future joke, or it could be a movie. It could be something that you know is going to have a huge impact and a huge value. But you're committed to tell your audience your journey. Look, this is what I'm working on. You see, immediately, rather than showing them the final piece, you show them that. You give them something. And then when you give them something, then you go, because you already recorded it. And once it's on, you make sure, obviously, you change the format a little. If you want to put your thumbnails, you put your thumbnails. If you want to say, have a nice description and do all your connections for all your different systems, do all that, because it's content. But at the same time, you already have the video, you have the audio, so you can, in my case, what I do, I go home and I do all the formats. But after that, I just transcribe it. I write the transcript. I write down the audio for my song. And then, because it was my first take, meaning it was my raw draft, it's a draft, but it's raw. I already have a video, I have content, and it's about something that I'm working on, and I'm committed to it because I already told the world that I'm working on this. Okay? So then I just change the draft because it's a draft. So I just make it better, like the final piece. And then I just go, once I have it, and I record it at home without any sounds, without any background, any nothing. And I just literally just, in my case, I'm making music, so I'm writing a song, so I'm recording it, my vocals and all that, in the format that I want it and everything. So I can launch it. And eventually that song's gonna be in my YouTube channel, fully clean, everything there. Everything will be clean and out, and that's more content. And then in all the other distribution channels. And because it's a song, I'm gonna make music videos as well, and YouTube is a perfect channel for that. But you see, you're gonna do everything like it's traditionally done, but you start with rather than starting with the final take after all the edits and all that, and that's what you release to the world, and you create an entire machinery behind that, which is fine in a way. You're reversing the project. You're gonna do that. But the emphasis is not on that. The emphasis is on creation, new content, creating new ideas, good quality ideas that you have, because the best ideas are those ideas that you actually enact in the moment. That's why I have been able to write 185 songs, because every time I have an idea, I'm committed, and then I commit myself. And once I commit myself and I go through this process, the draw video format, then I'm committed, and then I know I'm gonna do it because I'm working on it. And then in less than 4 months, I have 185 songs. If I would have never started this, maybe I never even done more than 20 or 30 songs. because now I know how incredible it is. Now I'm excited, and now I'm like, my body's like primed. So I have, an idea for a song comes, and then you got my process now. I use the draw video format. So immediately I just start working on it. So you see, you can do these, and eventually, because you are producing something that is incredible, you're giving people like a nitpick, like a kind of like a behind the scenes. It's a behind the scenes what you're doing, but it's a behind the scenes that is, the format is called draw. And this format is perfect for independent artists. Artists that have no support but themselves. So you can start there with 0 subscribers and do all the things that you gotta do, which is what I've done. I've done it this way. I started with 0 subscribers. I have 13 subscribers on my artist channel out of nothing. I started it less than 4 months ago, and I started just doing my little videos for my draw format to write my music, and then my shorts, and then my some live, but not in that channel, in the other channel. And I've been creating so much, and I've been doing all this in a way in which is actually productive, because I'm creating content that is gaining traction, and I'm developing the platform, right, for when I'm actually launching the thing that I'm working on, which is this album that has 185 songs and potentially more. So, and it's an album that's going to be, but you see, it's a great creation that started with just this first video, this take one, this draw video format. And why I'm promoting this, because I believe this is a great tool for productivity when it comes to artistic creation. Because when you commit it and you put it out there immediately, because I'm not doing this on my, I'm doing this on YouTube. Anyone can watch this. So I'm actually you're committed to an audience of billions of people. So you see, literally by just doing that. And by doing that, then that means that, wow, okay, so what I do matters, because I have a voice and I have the reach of these. So now, because instead of you just keeping it at home and just working on the final production, thinking that production might work, instead of doing it that way, which is expensive and lengthy, and it requires all sorts of equipment and all sorts of teams and all sorts of industries that are essentially not necessarily the thing that you want to go for, start yourself immediately by just releasing it. You release the draw. So you do the draw, you do the raw draft, take one, from your bedroom. Because a lot of us, I'm in my 30s, I'm 34 in case you're wondering, but a lot of us, if you really understand what I mean, is like, we all want to be all these things, but we don't really do it because we don't know how to. But what we ended up doing is just doing shorts and doing all these things, right? Particularly the younger of us, they just go straight with raw, doing like all these time that just creating like shorts and things, because that's how they think it is, because that's the format. But if you put a little bit more behind your shorts, you do your shorts and you do your things, but now when you do your shorts will be focused on when you're creating, on your draw. That's why it's called a draw as well, because you're drawing it. It's like a video, right? Video has drawings in them originally, with the first videos and the frames. So it's the same format, but you're drawing yourself. You're drawing yourself in the camera in a little bit longer than a short. So in that way, you have that longer piece there, but then you continue to promote with your shorts and your things. But you do your draw, and your draw is that, what's your draw? Well, your draw will be whatever you're doing. If your original shorts are about comedy, well, that means that you feel that you're a comedian, right? So, or an artist or a humorist or someone like is funny. So if you feel that, and you have been gaining, an audience by being funny, and you have some traction and all that, well, what's the meaning of that? Well, that's very simple. It's simple that you got talent. So you go and create your draw version of the idea that you have a little bit longer, and you write it, because you have to write it, exercise, engage your writing skills. It's extremely important, your brain and all that. Engage it, and then you create your draw, and then you put it out there, and then you work on your draw and do all the other content, but you're working on your draw, because that's going to be a massive production. If it's a song, if it's a movie, if it's a joke, if it's part of a set, whatever it is, if it's just content for something that you're working on, think of it as behind the scenes, because you're adding more content, which is important, and you're structuring the quality of your content, because you release the first take of whatever will become an incredible production that people would love. But they follow that journey. They're not only following the journey of shorts, or the journey of lives, or the journey of, say, every quarter or every month or every week I release a good quality video. You're releasing a video every day about that good quality video once a week, right? If it's the format. If it's once a fortnight, well, you every day a little bit of what's coming in a fortnight. I don't like that. Or if you release multiple videos, then you have all these format, because in that way, remember, what's draw? Draw is the only video that of the final production. It's not that you're gonna be doing bits, like different takes of the same production that you're gonna be doing. No, you do one. The first take, when the idea was born. So people understand, wow, from this idea that this person had, this whole thing came out. So you are showing people that they themselves can do it, and then you're proving themselves and yourself how amazing you are, that just by sitting down and having an idea and writing it down and then talking about it or singing it or doing it in front of a camera that the whole world knows, and it's short, it's not long, it's a few minutes long, just short, less than 5 minutes ideally. It's also a good format, because it's called draw video format equals raw draft take one. So it's a take one of your draft, of which draft. Your raw draft is a video that you've written down because you have writings and you're reading the writings. You see, it's raw. If there is background noise, there is background noise. If you want to change it a little bit, and it's because I take it wherever. If I wrote this song on the street, I'm gonna go and sing it where I wrote, because I'm that type of person. You see all my videos and stuff, and like that. Look at what I've done, because for me, I've been using these for music. I have written 185 songs and all the videos are already up. And I even took all those raw videos, the draw format, and I put them in a sequence alphabetically, and I kind of released the album already in that way with 160 songs in that moment, but I got 185, but I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to release it properly, like a proper album, proper production, mastered and all that, a cappella. Proper, without background noise or anything, like just my voice as a vocal, my instrument. So I'm doing it. You see, it's a production. 185 songs, my debut album. There are a lot of people. So most artists don't even get to 100 songs in their entire careers, and most of them don't even write their own songs. So it's a team. In this case, I'm doing everything myself. Why? Because I started with this format. Because I believe in myself and I have a purpose. I wanna sing to the world. So I created this concept, this format called draw. It's a video format, draw video format, and equals raw draft. It's your first draft. Rather than having your first draft on a piece of paper, that project might not even ever get to because the thing about this is that you're committed. When you first have the idea, and this draft is your draw draft, because you're recording it, is raw. You're recording it as it comes, and then it's a draft because you've written it on a paper. And then you're reading that out, or you're just talking about what you wrote in the video that is short, is your take one. What are you doing? Well, you're creating essentially a proof of concept. It's a quest. You're creating a quest. You have a quest there. And the quest is the take one, is that draw video format. In the draw, which is your raw draft, you're telling the world, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm working on this joke, I'm working on this project. I'm working on this. This is the song that I'm working on, this is what I'm doing. And then you're creating content. And at the same time, you're telling the world that this is coming. And you're creating. You see, you're creating, because now by putting it out there, you know that you have to deliver, right? Because you're telling the world that you're going to do this. So, and then you end up doing it, and people will see, wow, look, it went from this to that. So that means that I can do it myself as well. And then you're helping people. You become a leader, right? An example, a role model. So that's what it is. So this is the format. And I wanted to make this video to explain myself and the way why I do everything opposite. So I'm instead of waiting to have a final production that might never happen for people who are at their homes learning, when you do your first take one, which is your raw draft, that's the start of everything for you. It's a beginning for you. And you can do it because it's affordable, it's free, you can do it with your phone immediately. And then you can continue to do your shorts, you continue to do your live streams, that's what you're into, or your other videos. But by initiating the process with a draw, then with that draw, then you have the image of the take one that's gonna be the foundation of everything for that idea that you're putting out there. That came literally from a piece of paper and a pen and you making a video, which is incredible, right? From that, something incredible comes. So you got to start to think in those terms, because that's the future. And I know that. So that's why I'm sharing this format because it works. If it works for me and I've been prototyping with myself, this is called user innovation. So I've been innovating with myself, right? I'm my own prototype. I'm my own customer persona, and I'm using myself as a user innovation. That's a term. It's a term on that comes from entrepreneurship and all these ideas. So user innovation is that you are the user, and I'm innovating this method, which is this format, which is called draw video format equals raw draft take one. And this applies to everything. It's not only, it's creativity. So the fundamental element of this is that you're being creative, you're creating, and you're engaging creativity and your brain, and you have a quest now, you have a purpose, which is that in which you're committed because you're telling everybody that you're going to do it. And you're not just telling like your small group in social media, in your traditional platforms, but you're telling the world on YouTube. Okay, which is bigger because all these little platforms, they're nothing in comparison to YouTube, right? So YouTube is like the thing. So if you do it on YouTube, then you're telling the world, hey, this is who I am, and I'm actually working on this. And eventually, when you release that, then you're gonna be this journey, and it's your journey, and it's incredible, and people love it because if they follow you, you have a subscription, you have a channel, you have people willing to learn and watch you. So you are an example, and then they can see the evolution and they can see themselves in the process because you're flipping it. You're flipping the whole thing around. And that means when you flip it, that means that you have zero costs. Your starting cost is zero, literally. And we live in a world where we can all start from scratch with $0 and build something incredible if you believe in yourself, right? And you have access to a phone, which is mostly of us. And most of us have access to a computer as well. So that's all I'm saying. So with that, that's it, right? That's how you get started. And that's the reason and why I'm making this video, because of this. I know that I changed everything. I changed the game. And this video is going to be watched in the future. And people will say, wow, look at what Sora Ray said 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 100 years ago, and how he changed everything. Precisely because I know that it works, because I'm the perfect prototype, because I have already written 185 songs as a result of this format in less than 4 months. Okay? And this is not something that is unique. This is actually remarkable. It's beyond unique because there is only a few musicians in history that have more than 185 songs. And they have entire careers making their music. And a lot of them don't even write their own songs to get to that number, above 185 songs. And I've done these 185 original songs in less than 4 months. Starting my career, debuting in that way because of this format. And this format is called draw. Draw video format equals raw draft take one. Commit yourself, love yourself, know that you're an infinite channel creator. I have my book as well in the other channel, Compass by Whitehouse, and I'm working on other projects there as well. But this one is my music as an artist. I'm an artist, I'm a musician. I have an incredible voice, and I want to share my voice with the world and my beautiful face as well, because I love you. And I think you're incredible. And my music is sung a cappella, and it's in Spanish and in English, and the Spanglish format. So I love you, which is also unique. No one's done that before either. So I'm putting everything together at once. I love you all, not only for me, but for everybody, because I'm an example. I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. I'm Sora Ray. Remember, this video is about draw. What's draw? Draw video format equals raw draft take one. And this is available to everyone. It's flipping the system upside down. It's bringing everything to where it's supposed to be, which is the beginning, not the end. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I love you all.